The DC Universe set in a sprawling Game of Thrones-style epic. That's what the Dark Knights of Steel is, and sadly, it's been rife with tons and tons of delays. The series started in 2021, and we are now only reaching issues 10 of our 12-issue series. I'm very sad about this on a personal level, because the art and the story of this one is one of my favorites from the era of DC trying all kinds of new stories and things that were out of continuity. We last left off at issue 4 here at Comicstorian. This is the channel where I give you my opinion on comics while we also create these audio dramas. The purpose of these audio dramas is to allow you to get caught up on your favorite comics and know what you can add to your collection. Today, we're going to be covering Dark Knights of Steel 5 and 6. So since it's literally been a year since our last video due to these delays, let me catch you up. Set in the medieval era, Superman's parents crash-landed and displayed their powers, becoming a ruling family. Eventually, the story of Bruce Wayne's origin unfolded as expected, and after the death of his parents, he went to live with the elves. He basically became their protector from all things magical, as it is known that that is their weakness. After surviving a blast that should have killed him, Bruce discovers that he is actually the son of Jor-El and the stepbrother of Kal-El. While this is going on, the villain Green Man has empowered Oliver Queen, and he shot and murdered Jor-El. Meanwhile, the daughter of Jor-El, Zala, seemingly has murdered a member of King Jefferson's family, and when he tried to combine the efforts of the Amazons and his army to potentially start a war with the elves, Zala seemingly murdered King Jefferson himself. We then left off with Bruce Wayne discovering kryptonite, which weakened him, and he revealed to Alfred that he was a son of El, only for Alfred to reveal that he knew all along. Now let's get into issue 5. Zala stands over the coffin of her father. She looks up as Cal walks into the room and asks her when she heard about his death. 2 days ago. I'm sorry I didn't come straight home. I've been searching for the Green Man, she tells him, and Cal pulls her into a hug. Justice will be done, my sister. I promise. Meanwhile, Harley Quinn is wandering through Hob Forest, and she is grabbed by a living vine that pulls her into the air. She swings back and forth as she looks at the witch coming through the trees. Don't do anything rash. I was sent by the queen. Ivy stares at her from her throne-like tree. I recognize no queen, she says in jest, stepping off of her throne and walking forward. Does Batman still want to put me in a cell? Ivy asks, and Harley thinks about it for a moment. I mean, probably. It's what he does, she finally says, and Ivy releases her, and the two walk through the forest. Harley explains that the king has been killed by an arrow shot from the forest, which Waller now wants to burn. But Harley suggests that the forest and Ivy instead act as the first line of defense for the kingdom. Ivy looks at her. I won't help the elves. I don't trust them. But I will always help you, Quinn. No danger will be allowed through the forest. Harley smiles and thanks her, but Ivy reaches out, taking her hand. In return, you will live here with me, she says with a smile, and Harley lies. This again? She pulls her hand away. My lady, I'm always happy to visit, but you have your world to protect and I have mine. Respect that. Ivy nods, promising to protect the kingdom. I would bury an army for you, Quinn. Wow, not many people can find the perfect balance of romance and horror. But the conversation is interrupted as Ivy senses someone flying over the forest. She pulls Harley into the trees, and the two see Diana flying over the treetops on her Pegasus. Ivy lashes out with her vines, stopping the flying horse, sending Wonder Woman to the ground below, and Diana lands on her feet, glaring at the approaching Ivy. Stand aside, Forest Witch, she growls, but Ivy refuses, and Diana lashes out, knocking down the tree, catching it and swinging it like a club at Ivy. But the witch uses her powers to lash vines around Diana and trap her. You will not be allowed to harm the forest any further, and you will not be allowed to pass through it, invader. Ivy shouts, and Diana pushes against her bonds, moving forward slowly until her hand wraps around Ivy's throat. You cannot hold me. I do not want violence, but I can crush your face if this attack continues. Finally, Harley steps forward, asking Diana why she has even come. Diana explains that she wishes to speak to Zala, but she doesn't believe in the violence that she is being accused of. And what am I being accused of? Zala asks as she and Cal float down out of the sky. Harley looks at them in surprise, asking why they have come. We have very good hearing and you are knocking down trees, Cal tells her with a smile. The fight ends and Ivy releases Diana, allowing her and Zala to leave the forest. The pair sit on a hill overlooking the kingdom, and Diana explains to Zala that she has been accused of killing King Pierce's son. What? Zala asks in shock. If I murdered a child, I'd think that I'd remember that. She continues, and Zala leans close to Diana, telling her that King Jefferson Pierce is making up these lies to gather allies against the Elves. If war is coming, let's make sure we're on the same side of it. I mean, we can't let our families split us apart. The world needs us, Zala tells her. Elsewhere, Bruce has met Cal outside of the castle to show him the strange green rock that he and Alfred discovered. You believe the fallen star came from Krypton? Cal asks him as he takes the rock, which has been wrapped up for his own safety, but Cal doesn't understand how it affected Bruce. I'm sorry, Cal. I should have told you as soon as I learned. Jor-El told me moments before he died, and I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want you to think less of your father. He turns back to Cal to see his half-brother's reaction, but Cal rushes forward, stabbing Bruce in the stomach with the shard of kryptonite. Bruce is shocked, but Cal grabs him by the throat, flying him up into the air. This is our world now, ours to rule. There will be no challengers, Cal says, leaning close to the shocked Bruce Wayne. He throws him to the ground, creating a massive crater, and with it done, he flies away. A short time later, two farmers are driving their wagon home, and John Kent sees the smoking crater and goes to investigate, shocked to find Batman has fallen to the earth. He's still breathing barely, John says to Martha as he checks the body. He needs our aid, she tells her husband. John isn't happy about this idea, but he moves to help Bruce. Believing that the rock stabbing his chest is poisoning him, he grabs a hold of that rock, pulling it free. Almost immediately, Bruce begins to stir. Let's get him to the palace, Martha suggests, but Bruce sits up sharply. No palace, he gasps. The old farmers help Bruce to his feet, and Martha suggests they take him back to the farm. You want to take him home? John gasps at her, and she nods. Yes, John. It's what we do with lost souls, she tells her husband, and he shakes his head, smiling. Your compassion will be the death of us one day, Martha Kent, he says with love. In the Kingdom of Storms, the princess is about to be crowned the queen, but John Constantine is still in mourning. It's Timothy Drake who goes to see the man, but John wants none of it. Do not pretend to care about me. I know what you are. I've known for quite some time. You're one of his Robins, Timothy Drake. He gets up to look out the window, informing Tim that he was placed in his service so that John could keep an eye on him. Tim comes up behind his master, questioning why John would allow him to bring news of the assassination to the Elves, wondering if he doesn't even believe his own prophecy. I believed it. I just didn't want to be a part of fulfilling it. John explains to him, and Tim looks at him, promising to not tell Batman about John's true feelings about the king. You're a good man, John, Tim says, but John looks at a magical fire blazing in his hand. No, I'm not, he growls, the blast throwing Tim through the door as Princess Jennifer and her guards approach. Constantine stumbles out into the hallway, warning Jennifer that Tim is a spy. Before Tim can explain himself, the guards approach, but he manages to leap over their heads, disarming one and standing with a spear at the ready. I don't want to hurt anyone, he snaps, but the blast of lightning from Jennifer rips through him. She raises him into the air, but Tim is pleading to Constantine for help. John finally puts his hand on Jennifer's shoulder. Jennifer, hold, he says softly, not wishing to taint the day with the boy's death. She finally nods, dropping Tim to the ground. Go and never come back, Timothy Drake. Tell your queen that war is coming, and it's a war that we intend to win for my brother, my father, and our world, Jennifer says to the young boy. Later, Tim stands before the House of El, who have informed him that Bruce is missing and the others are searching for him. Queen Laura tells Tim that he may speak freely. Your Highness, I'm here to tell you the war with the Kingdom of Storms is coming. Jefferson Pierce has been killed by Zala Jor-El. The family begins to argue, but Cal points out that the Jeffersons are making lies to justify war against the Elves. But it's Harley who looks at the princess. A lie witnessed by a ship full of people? She wonders, but Zala still maintains her innocence. Diana steps forward, warning that the Amazons will stand with the Kingdom of Storms. Queen Laura finally stands and motions to everyone to leave. "I would like to consider this now," she says, but before Waller leaves, she leans close to her queen. "I'll leave you with this. I do not believe the love between Diana and Zala can be broken, and if Hippolyta dies, Diana becomes the queen of the Amazons," Waller tells her. It's that night that Cal is floating down to Ulsan, questioning if they found Batman. "No, I'm sorry, Cal. No reports from the Robins or Alfred." Cal nods, and he looks away. "Hopefully they'll find him before I return," he says softly, but before telling Ulsan that he will try to stop the war, and he flies away. Meanwhile, John Constantine has decided to make a deal with the devil. He calls forth the demon Etrigan, but wishes to speak with the demon's mortal host. In a burst of fire, Ra's al Ghul appears before the magician. John leads Ra's into the crypts of the Kingdom of Storms, and he asks him to return King Pierce to the world of the living. But Ra's shakes his head. "There is nothing that I can do for your king, Constantine. I can only repair what is broken, not what is missing. I can't repair a heart that isn't there." He then turns to the body of Jacob and explains that he can bring the young prince back. "What will it cost me?" John asks him. Raz smiles. He tells him that he wants the children, that he knows John has hidden away the Titans, and he wants to know where they are. "Do we have an agreement?" Raz asks as he holds out his hand. Meanwhile, over in Amazonia, Cal approaches the island of warrior women, but the sentries are warned and Artemis lets loose an arrow. Cal's eyes blaze as he burns it out of the sky. Cal lands among the warriors who quickly surround him. "My name is Kal-El. I seek your queen," he tells them, and the warriors rush him, breaking their weapons upon his skin. He pushes them all away, his eyes burning. "Stop this! I don't want to fight!" The queen finally pushes through, flanked by Lois Lane. "For someone who doesn't want to fight, you've done a lot of fighting," Lois calls out, and the queen looks to the prince, reminding him that no man may step foot on Amazonia. Kyle looks down at his feet, revealing that he is still hovering over the ground. "I haven't set foot on Amazonia," he tells her, Queen Hippolyta drawing her sword, pushing it through Cal's stomach. "You sought me, Kal-El. You found me." Kal-El wakes up later in the dungeons, tied by a golden lasso, and Lois enters the chamber. "Are you awake, spaceman?" "Sorry about the queen. Give an Amazon a magical sword, and every problem looks like it has to be stabbed." She explains to Cal that he can't lie with the lasso around him and tells him that she was once Zala's friend and that she long defended his family against the ideas of Constantine's prophecy. "But it's fair to say that your sister murdered a child and a king, and that has made the elves a little bit harder to defend." Cal tries to explain to her that everything is a lie, that his sister would never harm a child. Lois stands, telling him that she feels like invisible strings are controlling everyone. But she stands, telling him that it no longer matters. They've run out of time. "I'm sorry, but the Amazon army is already sailing for the lands of El. The war is about to begin." And that concludes where we're going to leave ourselves off in the Dark Knights of Steel. Now, make sure you like and subscribe and hit that notification bell if you want to know when we're bringing out the next episode next week. Apparently, our notifications are only going out to 200,000 people out of our 2.9 million subscribers, which would explain a lot of the low reviews recently. So if you want to make sure you don't miss a Comicstorian episode, then you're going to need to give us some engagement. I really hate asking for this, but I really do appreciate it when you guys do it. Leave a comment down below, drop a thumbs up, and if you have it in you, turn on notifications so that you know exactly when we upload videos. We cover DC, Marvel, and other comic books on a nearly daily basis, and we'd like to keep doing it for the years that come ahead. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time.